Thank you, Krim.
No problem.
Lomo, what in the world? I thought this was supposed to be a hot tub podcast. Next time we'll have all three of us in hot tubs. I'm sorry, Lomo.
I'll be sure to make my avatar in a bikini. I got it.
There we go. Yes. Demon's gonna be still in like a full Organization 13 robe, just sitting in like water.
That would be soaking wet.
Red Minus is gonna be
very uncomfortable.
He's gonna be like, "Why do you want this commissioned?"
Hadouken! How's it going, everyone? Welcome, not just to Ippy Mike, but KrimsonKreamer and D3monEX guest star. How we doing?
Hi guys. Hi.
Yeah, welcome to the Meaty Boys. We're here to talk more fighting game stuff, and yeah, I'm super happy we have our guest. D3monEX is number 1 NA Chun-Li and number 2 in the world at Chun-Li for Street Fighter V. So he's got quite the legacy, quite the just history when it comes to Street Fighter V. Bringing it to Street Fighter VI, we're gonna see how we're cooking over there. Demon, how we doing today?
I'm doing good. Just you're just boosting my ego right now. So now I'm definitely feeling good. I feel excellent. How you feeling today?
We're good. You, Krim, how we holding up, buddy?
I'm doing good. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? We are back, and the Meaty Boys are back, and we got a very meaty discussion to talk about today.
Oh yeah, our discussion is meaty. Our discussion is thick, so I'm excited. We're talking the number one thing that people just love to talk about: nostalgia. It doesn't matter like what medium it is. People just we strive for that nostalgia. Things aren't like the first Power Rangers. The first Pokemon were better than every other Pokemon. It's always that old school feeling. So we're gonna go back in time a little bit. We're gonna talk about some of our past. But I guess before we get into the meat and potatoes of that, how's everyone's morning? How's everyone's week been? Demon, how you doing? How's your week?
Oh, doing good. Just streaming, working, and hoping getting partners soon. But
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone in the chat, give some well wishes to Demon, because Demon's like this close to getting partner. He's already hit all the numbers. He's already had someone from the crew to scout out partners in the chat, checking them out. So it's right there. All he needs is for us to put our hands up and share some energy, and I think the Demon will get there for partners.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are you, Krim? How's the week been?
I will just say hospital confidentiality. It is a goddamn nightmare.
Oh, jeez, bro. Like that? Bad week, huh?
It's always a bad week. It's never good.
I mean, hey. It's just, you'll find a penny on the floor and you'll be like, man, today was better than yesterday. You just got to look for those little things, bro. You just got to look for those little things. I had a good week, too. It was my first time making top 4 in locals for Yu-Gi-Oh! So that was really happy.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. It was one of those things that I didn't think that I would be able to, I've never made top 4 at that tournament location. I did it like when I lived back in Austin, but this one I was like, let's try it out. And, after one tie and 3 wins, I was like, am I doing good? And then I lost the last game, and that put me at like 4th place. So it was
Damn.
good.
What deck were you using? Your Harpy?
Sky Strikers, because I'm garbage.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. That makes more sense. I'm like, he's actually winning with this Harpy deck. No, he's scummy Sky Striker guy. Okay.
All the Yu-Gi-Oh players just left the chat after they heard I'm playing Sky Strikers.
So, see, chat. He didn't win those matches. He won by disqualification.
I was carried in the same way that Chun apparently carried Demon through 5, right?
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Dude, I listened to your chat.
Wow.
Dude, the relationship you have with the chat is so funny, Demon, bro. Okay,
Yeah.
no, get this, y'all. I was tempted to introduce Demon and say, hey, this is Demon. If y'all don't know, I taught Demon everything Demon knows about Chun-Li, because this is how Demon introduces me. I will pop into Demon's chat, and Demon will say, hey guys, that's It Be Mike. It Be Mike taught me everything I know about my Chun. And and there's two types of people in Demon's chat: people who know Demon, and people who don't know
Yeah, sure.
Demon. So the people who know Demon are like, ha ha ha. The people who don't know Demon are like, It Be Mike is a god. So they come to my chat expecting this Goken, this Goken character who taught Demon everything he knows.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I'm here just like talking about how I'm gonna, lick Cammy's sweat off of her legs. I'm here just the normal It Be Mike just experience, and I can just feel them like, what the fuck?
See, to become a Chun master, you must sim for Chun.
That's step one. That's step one.
They're like writing this down in a notebook, trying to like get tips, and it's just like,
write that down.
Demon sent me here. He said he's a sensei. Okay, Mike says, let's see. Observe the booty jiggle on Chun-Li. We got to observe it. Yep, just write it down. Amazing.
Oh man,
you're too funny.
All right, well let's move into the meat and potatoes. Nostalgic fighting games. So we're gonna go through what was everyone's first fighting game. So I guess Krim, do you want to start us off on this, on your first fighting game?
Okay, so my first fighting game that I remember, because obviously, like, as a kid, I remember seeing, Super Street Fighter 2 on the Sega Genesis or whatever, but I never played it.
Wow, yeah.
But my first fighting game that I actually, liked and played was Bloody Roar 2 on the PlayStation 1.
Wow. Bloody War, that's a classic.
Yeah.
That's a classic. Ooh.
I remember the theme, I remember the intro, and it was just this, heavy metal guitar and blood, and it definitely molded me into the person that I am today. So,
wait, who do you mean? Who do you mean in that game?
Oh, it was so long ago. Probably it was Hugo the Wolf. That was probably the guy that I always liked so much.
That makes so much sense, bro. You look like deviant art.
You look like Hugo. Yeah, you look like the wolf.
Yeah, because I remember the one thing that he would say when he would win in human form, and he would be like, "You're lucky it wasn't a full moon," and I'm like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Oh, that's his catchphrase. Oh, that's so good.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And I remember because there's the GameCube version, which I own too as well. For I think it's like Primal Rage, and he says it there too, and he's just so cool and shit. Like that's just the more updated version and the most recent one that I've ever played. But Bloody Roar was because it was so good as a kid and. I talk about it all the time where my dad and my uncles, they would play with me and stuff. And I was just kind of naturally good at that game. And that they would try to, look through the instruction booklet to learn all the combos. But being as young as I was, I think I was 4 or 5 playing this M-rated game. And being able to pick up on all of that information pretty quickly. And then just, mop the floor with these, at the time, 30-year-olds. As a 7-year-old child, it was great, and honestly, that's probably why I love fighting games so much to this day.
Oh man, that's a good game too. I wish they could bring back the Bloody Wars because there haven't been no new recent ones, right?
It's because it's Konami that owns it, and Konami is very much hot garbage when it comes to their games. So
yeah. Hopefully they bring it back.
But yeah, Mike, what about you? What was your first fighting game?
Well, the first, you brought up a really good word. The first, cognizant, the first, when my brain was developed that I could remember fighting game is going to be Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Okay.
It's on the Super Nintendo. So when I was growing up, that was, my childhood was just playing that game. My sister played Doll Sim because she could just punch me from across the screen, and my brother, me and him were the Ryu and Ken, so it was a lot of fun. I always liked the Karate Man Ryu is the one that I made, and it was a good time playing that game. And I think I talked about it in episode 1 how that era of my life was my first ever feeling of jealousy because I went over to my neighbor's house and he had Super Turbo. So his had the 3 more characters, or the 4 more characters. That's right. They're the Fei Long, the T-Hawk, the Cammy, and the freaking God, who's the freaking 4th one, bro?
T-Hawk.
I said T-Hawk. T-Hawk,
Fei
Cammy,
Long,
Fei Long.
DJ.
DJ. How could I forget?
Okay. Oh yeah, DJ. Yeah.
How could I forget DJ? And I remember seeing those characters and being like, my game doesn't have those. And it was like my very first like Ken and Abel in the Bible moment where I'm like, if I murder this man, if I murder this other child, I can take his game. But it was interesting seeing the differences between those. But yeah, I had Turbo, and it was just such a fun experience. Like you said, Krim, you when you play it that young, at that influential of an age, 5, 6, you remember everything: the music, the moves, the sounds. It's all just the nostalgia just built into your brain. So, that was it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Yeah. I mean, that's Street Fighter 2 Turbo. It was a freaking great time.
There's actually 2 things about like the old Street Fighter and Turbo in itself that's actually very interesting. One, Turbo came around because of the modded Rainbow Edition.
Yeah.
So Rainbow Edition.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Rainbow Edition came out. The devs played it and were like, "Oh, this game is dumpster fire, but it's faster."
Yes.
So that's why they upped the speed and made Super Turbo.
And then well, Turbo first, and then Super Turbo.
Yeah.
Because they were both like Turbo came out with Turbo was the same as 2. It just had that faster speed. Like you were able to pick it.
And the other thing is that the person who made the music for Street Fighter 2 is the same person who makes the music for Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, Yugo. What's his name? Yugo.
It's some lady who did it.
Yeah. It's Yugo. I forgot her last name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so it's like.
Wow.
She made the classic Guile theme, the Chun-Li, like she made all those, and then
the Guile theme. Oh yeah, I love.
I mean, she did everything for Street Fighter. Like she did all the music.
Theme is so iconic too.
Yeah,
Y'all seen those?
The Guile theme is such an iconic.
You've seen the meme, right? The Guile theme goes with everything. Like it does. All right.
Yeah, that's just a little backdrop history for Street Fighter 2.
I love it.
That's cool. That's so cool.
2 has so much history behind it. You could have told me like, oh, did you know that like the bicycles in the Chun-Li stage were based off of real bikes? And I'd be like, like I would just agree.
Real bikes.
I mean, there is technically in the older games there is like name brand stuff in there, and then in later re-releases they had to scrub them out.
See, look at that. What did I say? Just more knowledge about it. I'm not surprised. There's so much knowledge in 2. All right. You're up, Demon. First fighting game. What do we got?
My first fighting game that I was a kid. I know it's on the PlayStation 2. It's got to be Tekken 3.
Ooh.
That's a good one. Tekken 3.
Tekken 3, yeah, because I remember I was because this is actually PlayStation 2. That was the golden era for me. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts, duh. But Metal Gear. But then I remember my brother's like, "Can we play a game to that we could fight each other?" And it's like, "Oh, okay." Then Blockbuster is still there. Still running that time. So we rent Tekken 3. It's like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, there's a Bruce Lee character, aka martial law.
Yeah.
And then we try it and we play Tekken 3, and I love it. I started love fighting games, like just beat them up your brother or your friend or whatever. And oh my god, the stages was good. The music was good. It was 3D, so you could just sidestep it and stuff. But yeah, Tekken 3 was definitely my first game. And then after that, obviously, then I started wanting to find more fighting games. Then Mortal Kombat is my second one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat 3, I believe.
Oh, 3, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, my first one's got to be Tekken 3, and then I love Tekken ever since. But,
Yeah.
But, by the way, my main in Tekken 3, right, is actually not martial law, it's home rank. The kicker.
Oh, he's so cool, dude. Yes.
Yeah, he's so cool. I know. I was like, dude, this character's so cool because I like kickers. Since I'm a Chun main, I like kickers.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is like this is just calling me. Like I gotta play a character who's good at kicks, and then there you go. And I try home ring, and yeah, I just love it.
He's such a cool character, and I love that every single person who's ever mained him has like said his name a different way to me.
Home run,
Yeah.
home ring. Yeah, I know.
Who
Who wrong? They like roll the R. Like there's just different.
But yeah, it comes full circle on.
Yeah, right.
It's like when I just think back, I'm like, Jesus, I like people just kicking. I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I just like I like Tekken 3, and then yeah, and I still watch Tekken. I still watch like the Evo Tekken, the most recent Tekken 7, and Tekken 8 is coming up. So I still watch Tekken. But yeah, that's my first fighting game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, all good, all good. Like it definitely makes sense. Like when you think about everyone's personalities, and you're like, oh, this person started here. Like, it's interesting, you know. Like Mike's boring as shit. Street Fighter 2, yeah, that makes sense.
and then it's like Demon's like, oh yeah, Tekken 3, and then it's like me, Bloody Roar 2, and it's like, what the fuck is this game?
Yeah. Funny.
Oh man. Yeah, I definitely like the Bloody Roar because I remember getting that game like after Tekken 3, Mortal Kombat, because that's when I just wanted to see more fighting games. You know?
Yes. It's a slippery slope. The second you try a fighting game, you're just like,
yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's why, you know. And then eventually Street Fighter, but we can talk that later.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll ease ourselves into that. Yeah.
That actually eases into the next segment, which is growing up with fighting games and like what fighting games have had influentialness on our lives, like as we grew up.
Yeah, so, definitely. So we'll pick 2 or 3. You know, like we'll talk a little bit about like what if we have any moments with those that kind of sat with us. But yeah, I guess. Do you want me to start off since you started off last time, Krim, or how do you want to go about this?
I think we should let Demon go because he was kind of going on a nice little
rant. Yeah. Demon, you were climbing that hill already.
All right, man, the most influential. I had to think about it. Probably. I have to say this: Street Fighter EX3. Yes.
Even with the saucy pick, bro.
And guess what? That's my first ever Street Fighter game ever. I never played Turbo.
Wow.
I never played Alpha. I never heard Third Strike. I never heard those games because in that time I still liked 3D models, right? Because of Tekken and kind of from Mortal Kombat too, from Deadly Alliance. Yeah, so I picked up Street Fighter EX3. I was like, you know what? I never played Street Fighter ever in my life. I gotta pick this game. Oh my god, that changed my life. I never go back. Mashing Shuriken the very first time was a blessing. Because I don't know how you do fireballs yet. I don't know how you do dragon DP motion yet. I don't know anything. I was like middle school, and I'm just trying to match so hard to get supers because that's the thing back then. And but just Street Fighter EX3 introduced me to Street Fighter, and that's when I met Ryu, Ken, and obviously Guile, Sakura, Chun-Li the very first time. So, yeah, still to this day, I still consider Street Fighter EX3 my favorite Street Fighter game of all time.
It's a good game, bro. Yeah. Everyone tries to shit on it, but it's fun. It's fun. Who cares that it's not balanced? Who cares that it looks like weird?
I love the tag system. Like calling your partner in, like just it's cool. Like and you could team up with your buddy too, like you and my brother fighting computers or your friends. That's like 4-player co-op.
It was so cool. It was so drippy. Like it knew what it wanted to be, and that's why you could have you could do like I forgot what it was, but you would do like a certain motion, and Ryu and Ken would come out together.
Meter. They call meter tag.
Yeah, that's right. Like they would do like a fucking a Rick and Morty style fucking combo where one of them pummels you and the other one pushes you into the other one, and then they like throw you in the air and do like a double Shoryuken. And
I still remember Zangief's meter comps super. He do the SPD, but you pull you into the moon. So he throw you to the moon, and then Zangief jumps in space, grab you, and do the SPD through to the Earth. It's like dude, that is so silly, but it's so cool.
Right, and that's the theme. That's the theme of
Yeah.
EX3. It's just
Oh,
wacky, silly
yes.
fun. Oh,
Yeah. It's just like that's my first time introduced in Street Fighter ever. So I
Wow.
was like, damn, this is Street Fighter? Okay, I should play this before. You know, it's crazy. How about you, Mike? What's your what's the game you recognize the most?
let's see. Oh man, it's hard if I had to pick just one because like easy answer is like Third Strike, but and I feel like for a lot of people, their like easy answer would be SoCal 2 because that's when you get Link and a lot of people really.
Oh, yeah. I remember
But
that.
for me, I'm going to have to say that my like real like man, I'm just gonna like dive deep into this game was probably the versus, and it's two of the games: Capcom versus SNK 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then Marvel versus Capcom 1. I think that
Okay.
yeah, I think that those two were the ones that really got me like just melded me into the fighting gamer that I am now because Capcom vs SNK 2 introduced me to the entire SNK cast who I'd never seen before. They were so cool. Introduced me to Terry, who I play in Smash now. Introduced me to Kim, who's one of my who's I think my favorite King of Fighters
Wait,
character.
Kim is your favorite? Kim is my favorite too.
Oh,
Shit.
Look at that. Look at
Did we
that.
just become best friends?
Best friends right there.
Gonna do some karate in the freaking yeah, I freaking love Step Brothers, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Velociraptor.
All right, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Sorry.
it's good. Let's see. But I think with Marvel vs. Capcom, it satiated that I was like, the Mega Man's in this, Spider-Man is in this, Ryu's in this, like, all of these characters, War Machine. I was like, this isn't Iron Man, but then that made me look up War Machine, and that made me start buying comics for Iron Man. It was pretty crazy, like the slippery slope.
Cool. Yeah.
And Marvel vs. Capcom 1 has something that I wish more fighting games had, and that was left, down, right, down, left, up, right, up, which is, that's the freaking code. Says I think get to roll. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, this is the secret sauce that I loved, is just being on the playground and trading like an old yellowed, covered in mud piece of paper that has little directions on it to some kid for like a Pokemon card that is equally as like crumpled up, and you're like, that's the code to get freaking Gold War Machine. I promise it'll work.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, just that moment. We can never feel that anymore because we have, we're spoiled by the internet now. You can just look up like, how do you do Shingoku Satsu? Whereas before, when Street Fighter 2 was out, it was like, oh, that's, or when like Akuma was out in his games, it was like, what is it? It's a secret. Like, you don't know.
It was on like the side of the arcade cabinet, and like it's like,
that's so cool.
So it's that mystery. It's always that just mystery of that kind of made me want to learn more. And I think that's just kind of the same thing with SNK or Capcom vs SNK 2. The fact that I had like multiple endings and multiple bosses depending on how you beat it, that was just mind-blowing too, So I think it was that mystery aspect that kind of got me like where I'm at with fighting games. What am
I was gonna say, it's so funny that you bring up MVC1 because I remember as a kid, because I loved Mega Man growing up, like the X series and stuff, and I remember being at the toy store and seeing a Marvel vs. Capcom 2-pack action figures for War Machine and Mega Man. And
that's wild, bro.
Like next to each other?
Yeah, like it was it was a 2-pack, and I remember buying it as a kid because I loved Mega Man, and I'm like, who the fuck is this War Machine?
Who's this other robot? Yeah.
I was like, I don't care about this guy, I care about Mega Man, and it had the armor from his super where it has the wings and the shoulder cannons.
Oh, like he goes big mode.
Yeah, like you were able to like stretch out his limbs and make him go in big mode, and it was kind of cool.
Oh, that's kind of saucy. All right, well, Krim, since you're chatting already, what you got, Krim?
So I mean, like you were saying, like I guess because I have two that are kind of like very influential for me. Obviously, one is going to be, the 15th anniversary of Street Fighter, where it had, Hyper Hyper Turbo and Third Strike, and obviously the Street Fighter 2 movie.
Yeah.
I feel like anyone who got into Street Fighter in that early age, that was what got them into, at least in terms of just like the genre of fighting games with Street Fighter, was that stuff, because that was obviously the easiest one to kind of get into. But but the bigger one that I like, that kept with me for years, and that I want to come back and that I really want to continue playing, was Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3.
Oh, okay. That's on the PlayStation 2?
Yep.
Yeah. Normal Budokai normal Budokai or Budokai Tenkaichi?
Normal Budokai, not Tenkaichi. Because I honestly was not a fan of the Tenkaichi series, of being able to kind of like go omnidirectional, where Budokai was very much more of a grounded fighting game. And
it was almost a 2D fighting game. You're right.
Yeah, it was right there. It had a little bit of the sidestepping and stuff too, but you know, just hearing that intro, like with Goku flying through the clouds and the guitar riff. Again, it goes back to the guitar stuff because of Bloody Roar, but that game was so fun for me and my friends, and you know, that was the game where we would like try to get good at. And, you know, try to unlock everything for everyone, which I did multiple times through my own playthroughs and my friends, because I was the only one who was, like, willing to sit down and go through it multiple times. It was just so good, and like I said, me and my friends would play that all the time, and a lot of people had a hard time playing against me, because obviously, you know, I'd pick Goku, this and that, and then, you know, I'd go and pick Yamcha, and people would think, like, oh, he picked Yamcha, I'm gonna smoke him, but no, I'd come out with Wolfang Fist and stuff like that, and, you know, it was such a fun game, and it was very technical when you get down to it, because like,
I remember this very technical. I tried it too. I was like, how do you play this? It's pretty tricky. I remember telling myself that.
Yeah, so that was probably one of the more influential fighting games, to where it's like, it borders on it being like, you know, a very good technical fighting game and kind of just being button mashy craziness, but it was a lot of fun as a kid, and that's what really brought me into fighting games, was being able to be like, hey, do you want to play some Dragon Ball Z? And, you know, being able to sit down with my friends and like having a whole room of people being like, go, 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 like very early experience of that. And it was with that game series. And it sucks that a lot of that music is copyrighted, which is probably why it's not coming back. But, man, if I could go and relive those games again, I would 100% do it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I definitely want to go back and play Street Fighter EX3, because just talking about this, like, dude, I kind of want to go...
You're right. You start talking about the nostalgia.
Yeah, I just want to look at special moves, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love that a lot of these games too are like available if we can just kind of like, you know, find older. Like, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about emulation, but yeah, it's there was I don't remember it. There was this weird Dragon Ball Z game I played on PS2. It was like Dragon Ball Z World something World
Saga.
World Saga. It was that also was kind of like Budokai-ish, right? It was like 2D kind of.
No, I think that was the shitty one that nobody liked.
Infinite World. It was bad. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was bad that you love it?
It was bad, and I love it. It was a bad game. I loved it. You know, it was definitely...
okay.
I know... Was Infinite World the sequel to Budokai 3? The Japanese-only one? Because I know there's a Japanese-only one that came out after Budokai that America didn't get, and it had like extra characters and costumes in it.
I don't know.
Sure.
I know there's been some weird ones to come out, but yeah. Well, that was a good number 2. You picked Krim. I know I picked 2, and you picked 2. Krim. Demon, you said 1. Would you like to bring another one that you have?
Yeah, it's like you guys would beat me. Like, I thought you just only picked one game. Oh, damn. Okay.
Well, I mean, no. Go ham. What do we got?
Oh my god. I want to say I have to really think, because obviously, you know, Street Fighter EX3 is the one popping in my head. I have to say this. Don't hate on me, but Smash Brothers Melee.
Oh my god!
I fucking love Smash, dude. I love Smash. I love Smash.
Trust me. I played it. And I thought at first it was goofy because it's it's Nintendo, and why not having Mario beating up Fox? Like,
Yeah,
that's pretty cool, I think, right?
it was really cool.
It was good.
I liked Mealy.
Yeah, it's just that because the reason I said Melee because the intro, that video game intro is probably one of the best fighting game intros of all time. Like, Melee!
Yes.
It was good. It was really good.
It's so nostalgic. Like, dude, I get hyped. Just like, oh shit, okay, let's play some Melee.
Even like you just bringing up the name, I hear the music in my head already, and I'm just like,
right? Like when you think about the intro, like, and then it's just like having the characters like, they stand still and they eventually became real and
yes,
fight each other. Oh, that's dude. Yeah, that's when I like introduced like more fighting games. I thought it was just gonna be 2D. That's like a more platformer, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like having like Luigi fighting Pikachu. Like, come on, you can't. That's crazy. That's really crazy. I have to say that's got to be my number 2.
It's a good number 2, dude. Melee was great, and there's something nice about playing it as like a kid versus as an adult when everyone has the wave dash tech. They all got the.
Oh my god! My brother to this day still play Brawl, I think, or the new one. Smash Brothers. But yeah, he prefer more Smash than Street Fighter. But and apparently, I don't know if you know. Well, this is a Easter egg. Apparently, my brother's friend, his friend's best friend is Mewtwo King, probably one of the best Smash Brothers.
Wow.
Smash player of all time. So yeah, that's a fun fact. So, yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's kind of cool too.
The funny thing with Melee is that they spent more money on that intro than the entire game itself.
I'm not surprised.
Listen, the game was fun. It's just that I don't like. I'd rather have items. Like you probably have 4-player, but items like getting find a Pokemon,
right,
or getting swords. That's fun. I think that's fun.
Rather than rather than the tournament, no items, Fox only, Final Destination.
Yeah, I don't know. It just and you can't pick the certain stages too. You have to pick like certain stages that has no transformation or whatever. That's why I don't really watch Smash tournaments because they really strict on their rules.
Very much so.
It's why I got out of the Smash.
Everyone knows, dude. Everyone fucking knows. If you're playing Melee, real OGs. Fucking Hyrule Temple, meet me in the pit. Like that was
Hyrule Temple, Pokeball, and Laser Sword.
Meet me in the pit.
Is that the biggest stage? I'm trying to remember. That's the biggest
one. That was a giant one. That was a giant one, and it had that area at the bottom. The area at the bottom where you couldn't die. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? The stage I liked. I liked the Metro stage where you can hit the little orbs to like disconnect part of the stage. I loved that as a kid.
Yeah. I think my favorite stage it's got to be Final Destination because it's so colorful, and probably it's got to be the Star Fox in the plane.
Yeah,
the ship, whatever it was called.
I can't remember the name of it.
I can't remember the name either.
R-Wing?
Well, no, not the R-Wing. It was the bigger bear one that has the laser cannon at the front.
Yeah, that's right. You could land on the laser and it would fire. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. That's probably my 2 favorite.
That's cool.
Oh, man.
What good memories. See, this is what it is. This is like the nostalgic gaming. It just makes you...
I say Melee because it pops. It's the one, like, come on, like the intro music, the items. By the way, I made Luigi, so yeah, Luigi mains stick together, but yeah.
Good stuff.
And yeah, that's good that we're talking about all these fun times, but now I think it's time we get to some serious stuff. Which brings us to our next segment, which is when did fighting games get serious? Like when did we start going like, hey, I want to get good in the world with this. I want this to be my career. And Mike, let's have you start off with this because we kind of, I started, Demon started, but now I think Mike, you need to start this one.
It really, I guess, for me, started like around the time that I guess I really wanted to just start streaming, like just start streaming. So I'd say probably around. I feel like I'm gonna say the C word. I feel like around the COVID time is when everyone wanted to just actually sit down and self-reflect and say, what do I really want to do? And that's when they kind of delved into it. And that's when I got my first fight stick. I said, I'm going to get a fight stick. I'm going to sit down with a fighting game, and I'm just going to try to like get as intimate as I can with it. And we're just going to try to learn it inside and out. And that game was Granblue Fantasy Versus.
Oh, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
so I sat down with the Jita and Fairy and Jita. Those are my two.
Okay. Good choice. Good pick.
Yeah,
good pick.
I love them. So I sat down. I tried to learn. I tried to like actually delve into the fundamentals of fighting games, and that's around the time that I started streaming. And then I streamed a little bit of Granblue, but I mainly played Granblue on the side. Then I tried to. I gave another shot to Street Fighter V because the first time I played Street Fighter V was on launch, and it was the worst freaking game.
Oh, yeah, we're not talking about that.
We
don't talk about that.
The worst fighting game I've ever played was Street Fighter V on launch. And then, years later, around COVID time, I think that was around the time where Season 5 was just in the middle of Season 5, we had just gotten Rose, had just come out. Rose and Oro.
Okay.
Rose and Oro had just come out. And I was like, you know what? Let me give Street Fighter another shot. And because I saw some tournament play, and they were saying the game is in a state that is better than it's ever been. And I was like, what? I remember this game being garbage. So I tried it again, and I was like, this game's great. Like, it makes sense. It feels good. Like, this is not the same game I played, like, years ago. And then that's when, in Granblue, I learned how to play Eustace. And Eustace is a charge character. And I was like, this is kind of fun. I've never played a charge character before. So then that's when I got into Street Fighter, and I was like, Chun's a charge character. I've never played Chun. I was like, let me try it out. So then I started to learn Chun, and I was like, you know what? Let's stick with it. I want to learn charge characters. I want to learn Chun. We're try hard now. Let's stream this. So then that's when the whole kind of It Be Mike thing started, and I think that was probably 2 years ago, give or take. Maybe two and some change. And since then, we've just been like going ham and cheese on it. Learning has been a lot of fun. It's been hard, but it's been fun, and that's kind of the journey for now on where we're at.
Okay.
What about you, Krim?
Nice, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For me,
what about you, Krimson?
It was actually not 2-3 years ago. It was more like 15 years ago. It feels like.
Okay.
When Street Fighter 4 came out.
Oh.
And having a new Street Fighter, like that was kind of harkening back to like it being very influential. But growing up in high school with that game, I really liked it. Me and my friends would play it all the time. And then kind of going into college, and growing up, like Street Fighter was something that I really liked. And I was always naturally good at it. But I remember at college, there was this one kid, and there was like, oh yeah, this guy goes to tournaments, and he's really good. And he had the arcade stick, and just, like hearing all that, and then like just having him mollywop me, put me in a state of, I need to get better.
Yeah.
I need to get good with this game. And eventually I did. And it was kind of like right around when Street Fighter V was coming out and people were transitioning, from 4 to 5, but people were still playing 4, and I ended up getting top 300 in the world in Street Fighter 4 on the Xbox 360. And
nice.
Yeah,
yep.
And that was a very good achievement, and I liked being like in the world top 300. It felt so good. So then that kind of translated to like everything else that I wanted to do, because at the time I was also into competitive Pokemon. So let me try to get good with this, and then Smash Brothers, let me get good with this, because eventually with Smash Brothers, at least the most current one, I was, I did a lot of the Eastern regional stuff, and I would always place within the top 150 of the East Coast. And I said the story about when I went to PAX East and competed in that tournament. I came 17th in that one, but I lost to literally the guys who came in first and second place, so I don't feel too ashamed.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I literally lost to the two best at the tournament, so I still felt pretty good about myself going through that and beating out a lot of other people. I remember it was like my second match, and it was this guy named Supra. And I forgot what he was known for. I think he was good for like with Pokemon content, and they had a group, but he had a lot of people there who were rallying around him. And obviously, I was there kind of like by myself, and he had all these people screaming and chanting, and he was playing. I was playing Ganondorf. He was playing Falco, and he was mopping the floor with me. And then I switched to Terry because it was when Terry just came out, and nobody knew how to play Terry,
wow.
but I knew how to play Terry, and I remember the winning strike was I was charging an up smash, and he changed sides, but because Terry and all the fighting game guys automatically changed sides, I was able to catch him. And he was like, how the hell did that happen? And the crowd lost it. And it was also
core memory unlocked.
Oh, yeah. and then even better was when I fought the guy Failboat, who was the guy who I played on the stage or whatever, who they kept on calling me Yugi. I met him in the bathroom. And it was like this movie. God. It was this movie moment. Tournament. Yeah. like you know that classic movie moment. We both come out of the stall. We're washing our hands. He sees that I have the wristband on that I'm a competitor, and he's like, "Oh, so and so, you're winning this and that." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm at quarterfinals." And he's like, "Oh, who you playing up against?" And I look at him. I'm like, "Oh, it's some dude named Failboat." And he's like, "Oh, so you're KrimsonKreamer?" And I'm like, what? Like, Jesus Christ! Like, I didn't expect to meet my opponent in the bathroom, and I'm like,
fist fight in the stall, just.
And he was like, "I'll see you out there," and I'm like, "Yeah, you too." And then when we get out there, they call us to the main stage, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is a fan moment!" Like just like being able to be on like a stage and like in front of like it was probably like about 100 people, but still like being there. Like I have two pictures on my phone, and it's one of me taking the picture on the stage, and then a screenshot of the stream me taking the picture on the stage.
Well, that's funny. That's funny.
But that's kind of, you know, between, you know, that 2012 until now is like really, I really just want to be better at fighting games and like be good at them, and then eventually, you know, go to Evo, compete in Capcom Cup. I was supposed to compete in last year's Capcom Cup, but work got in the way, and that's kind of what stops me a little bit, is just having this 9 to 5 day job.
Real life getting in the way, of our real lives,
IRL stuff.
I'm tired of living in the Matrix. I want to be in the real world and play Street Fighter. But yeah, that's a little snippet of my life and history of wanting to make fighting games serious. But D-Mon, as the #1 Chun in the world, how did you get to this?
Well, first things first, like exactly like you, after EX3, Street Fighter 4 released on that. Yeah, so Street Fighter 4, that's when I really, really become very competitive. And that's how my name comes out. If you guys don't know, actually, my favorite Street Fighter character was Akuma. Okay. And I changed it to D3monEX. And my favorite Street Fighter game of all time is Street Fighter EX3. And it's EX, so D3monEX. The only thing, I forgot to add the 3 because I remember when I set up my gamer tag on the Xbox, I forgot to add the 3 and accidentally enter it. And, select it, and then D3monEX, I forgot to. It should be D3monEX3, my name.
Oh my god.
Original name. But it's D3monEX, and I'm like, because that time you have to pay another $20 to change your name. And I'm like, no way. No way I'm changing. I'm going to spend $20 to add a 3 at the end. So I was like, you know what, let me keep it. So that's my name comes from. But yeah, and then that's when Street Fighter, that's when I really wanted to focus on a certain character, and actually was Akuma.
Okay.
However, me and my sister play, and she picked Chun-Li, and she whipped my ass with Chun-Li, and I'm like, dude, this character has got to be broken. I gotta play this character. Akuma sucks because I remember I'm still don't learn combos yet, and that's when all this started. I fell in love with Chun-Li, and then that's when I became like invested with charge characters. And then that's when I invested with Chun-Li. And then after that, then maybe like 3-4 years later, I went to my first local tournament in Jersey. I got second place.
Nice.
Which is not bad. So I got second place in Street Fighter 4, and I'm like, oh my god, I might be good in this game. And then I think 2 years later, that's when Street Fighter 5 releases. And yeah, we don't talk about the first year, Mike. I know the first year was sucked. It's the connection is choppy, but I'm still grinding with Chun Li. And then I didn't even start streaming until like 3 years later. I don't know, but I still get involved. I play Chun Li, and then get the grind, and eventually I'm probably growing too much, and hence I became a warlord. Hence became #1 in ranking in North America. I just realized that like a day later, but I become so competitive, and then after that, I met a certain person named Johnny. He asked me to go to another local tournament. It's like, okay, sure, and I won my first local. On Street Fighter 5, which is kind of cool. And yeah, and then that's when I'm really invested in Street Fighter, and that's why I was like, you know what, let me stream it. Maybe, hopefully, someone want to watch me play some Chun-Li, kick some butt, whatever.
Yeah.
and then after that, I was just like, I started getting involved in commentating. I did with Summer Jam 2 years ago. Last year, I did Salty Soiree. I did a lot of online commentating. And actually, I'm going to commentate tomorrow. Another one, my first Street Fighter 6 tournament. So
there we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to go places, but Street Fighter 4 was my first serious competitive. I want to become very competitive. The only thing I regret is to enter more tournaments, because that time I was still like in high school. I don't have enough money to travel, like on New York, Philly, and definitely not going to Evo. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's just I regretted like doing in the past, because I really think my Chun-Li was pretty good, or pretty, almost pretty great, I will say. But yeah, and then obviously, streaming is so much fun. I prefer streaming than going to enter tournaments nowadays.
Okay.
But not gonna lie, I kind of miss being competitive. So hopefully Street Fighter 6 help me. Yeah,
I'm sure that window will open. I'm sure that window will open, and you'll get some opportunities.
It is a brand new game. Chun-Li feels way different now. Definitely different. She is feeling really different, but. Yeah, overall, I'm in a good place. I think I'm in a good place because you guys invited me to this podcast, so I'm doing something right, huh?
You are. You're doing lots of things right, Demon. You said that you mentioned that you started streaming probably around 4 years ago, give or take.
Yes, 4 years ago. Yeah, exactly, 4 years ago. Yep.
And those of you who don't know D3monEX, so on the Twitch handle for that, D3monEX. You'll be able to find that, and Demon is being scouted right now for partner. It's very inspirational.
It's crazy. Like just me. The only thing I will say this for streaming is just that I want to have someone to interact with me.
Definitely
help me get better, or just talk. I like to talk.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that. I like to talk to people. So that's why I'm here in the podcast, I guess. But yeah, it's just But hopefully I get partnered. But we'll see. That's in the future. But right now I'm in a good place.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, do you think you're gonna try to compete for Capcom Cup for Street Fighter 6 this year to get that $1 million prize?
Oh my god, think about it. That's like the biggest prize pool of all fighting games, I think.
It is. Right.
Yeah, it is because the rest is just 250,000. This one's 1 mil. Jesus,
it's wild.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try because right now I'm still in that learning curve with Chun-Li right now. Mm-hmm. So even though I got master, I don't know if you know this. I just got master like last week.
Yeah, we were in your stream yesterday. We saw.
Yeah, so I just got my master. So, I think that's pretty fast because Warlord it takes at least a year and a half to get Warlord, but this one takes 2 weeks apparently. But it's really fast.
I mean,
but
yeah,
I'm still learning. I'm still learning the characters. The punish. I think I'm getting better, like day by day. But hopefully I'm ready for Capcom. I want to enter. If anything, I prefer commentating because commentating, I'm enjoy talking with my co-commentator and just have like an interaction with someone, and maybe I'll learn something while I'm commenting. Like, oh my god, that's punishable. Oh my, I did not know this. So that helps me too learning the game. So we'll see. I'm definitely gonna try to enter that, especially this game. So yeah,
Okay.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, because like I have the same aspirations of like I doubt that I'm even gonna get close to that, but still just having the trying to compete would be nice because if it's all online, it helps out, especially with just how
the netcode got better. The netcode got better. That's a good thing because Street Fighter V's netcode, we don't want to talk about it, but.
Yeah, Street Fighter V's netcode is rough.
We don't talk we don't talk about Street Fighter 5.
But yeah, Street Fighter 6 have good netcode, which good netcode equals more players to train. So yeah, we'll see.
And I like that it seems like there's a lot more for casual players to do in 6. Like you can not even be a competitive player at all. Pop into 6.
Oh yeah, War 4. Yeah, I see a lot of cool stuff now.
Lots of different fun modes.
The Avatar fights. I never started, but I saw the Avatar fights. That's crazy. That's fun.
Yeah. See, just that alone, the Avatar fights plus the what are they called? The challenge with the different challenges.
Extreme battles.
Extreme battles. So, Krim, when you brought up, was it Krim or was it? No, it was Demon that brought up Melee Street. With Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Yeah.
Some of the most fun that I had in that game was not in like competitive modes. It was I had 4 friends. We would go to the smallest stage, which is the F-Zero platform where it's like moving. We would
Big Blue.
Oh my god, I remember that.
Yeah, we would set everyone to 999% like damage, and then all of the items were bombs, and the name of the game was whoever survives wins, and it was just like. Because anything touches you, you're dead. A jab touches you, you're dead. A bomb touches you, you're dead. A box lands on you, you're dead. And it was so much fun. Sometimes those silly modes are necessary for casual players. So I think the extreme battles are some of the most well thought out things you can have for players who just want to sit down with their family and just be like, hey, don't let the bull hit you. It's freaking fun.
So. That's like I said. Hopefully, I'm ready for when the tournament's starting because there's a lot of tournaments every week. Street Fighter 6, every week. So a lot of people are getting involved to enter. So
I mean, there's a local by me that started, and I'm super happy about it. I've been going and getting myself washed, but it's nice. You meet people in the scene. They don't care how good or bad you do. They just want people to come out and play. So
yeah, exactly. Like tomorrow when I gotta drive in an hour 20 minutes. It's fine. I'm gonna see. I know most of the people. Hopefully, I'm gonna meet new people. But yeah, it's like I said, it's gonna be fun. And by the way, if you guys are interested, it's on stream. So you can see me on live. If you guys want to know what I look like, there you go.
There we go. Yes, the mystery will be solved.
Yeah, be sure to link that to us because I definitely want to check that out.
I got you guys. I will post it on your Discord later.
Okay, yes, please. Thank you. And yes, definitely. I'm gonna just reiterate what Demon said. Like getting out to locals is a great way, not just to learn, but to like become a part of the community. I know locals may seem intimidating. Those of you who are listening right now,
true.
If you have ever felt the need to like get out and go to locals, but you've been too scared, this is your sign. Don't be afraid.
Don't be scared. There's a lot of friendly people, and there's like usually they will like after that said like you can ask the question to your opponent like excuse me what I'm doing wrong, what I should do this, and then they most likely will answer your question because I met a lot of pro players. They always help with the casual players. They always give them tips. And advice is what they need to do the next time around because we like to have fun and we all learning, especially this new game because we all still learning. So yeah, just please come to the locals because I like to talk and I like to interact with people. That I because last year when I did this local, I met some wonderful new people, and they're like, "Oh my god, are you D3monEX?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, stop boosting my ego." But yeah, because I know certain people are just asking me like autograph. No, I'm just kidding. I'm playing. But yeah, just please like come say hi. You know, don't be shy. Trust me, I'm a shy guy too. But just have fun, interact with people, and yeah, enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll never know who you'll meet and what experiences you'll have. Because I remember
Exactly.
my first local experience was going to a double Super Smash Brothers Brawl tournament with items on, and that was such a crazy and hectic experience. I remember someone got shield broken, and then I had the bat, and everybody's like winding up and knockout out of the park. It was insane.
Okay, we're getting into these talks. Okay. So, the wildest tournament that I ever went to was Super Smash Brothers. Items.
Oh, here we go. Another one.
You go. Ready? Items on. Okay. The owner of the place gave all four of us $100.
Wow.
Huh?
Yes.
Why?
And he said, "All right, y'all have $100." And then he showed us a table, and the table had a bunch of different like real life items on it. And he said,
"What?
At points in the game, I'm going to yell pause, and the game's going to be paused. You all are allowed to use your real life money to buy real life items that are debuffs for your opponents.
Oh my god, how does that work?
Wait, is that really true? I don't believe it.
No, it is totally true, dude. So
oh my god.
So they paused it. Someone gave me a fucking Mickey Mouse glove, so I had to play with my right hand in a Mickey Mouse glove.
Oh no!
But I managed to finagle my thumb in a way that I could still use it, even though I had this giant stupid glove on. I ended up so that was like $20 that someone spent for me to do that. So if they would have won, they would have taken home $80. I spent $50 to get a mirror, and the mirror was placed like behind them, and they had to turn around and they had to play looking at the mirror.
Oh
my
god!
Like backwards.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So then I fucking killed both of them, and then it was just me and one other guy. And what did he do? I think he bought the glove, and then he did something else to me. He ended up killing me. He found a Pokeball with Giratina, because fucking, I guess,
Yeah.
But he ended up walking home with like $30, but it was still like a really cool tournament,
Yeah.
Oh wow! I've never heard of that before. That's
Right?
insane.
It
that
was
sounds
wacky.
fun.
And people, you can only get these experiences at locals, so
You could exactly go out.
I didn't go to your local. Apparently.
This is years ago. That place doesn't even exist anymore, but it was really cool.
Oh, that sucks.
I
But
know,
that's kind of cool.
It was really cool. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you guys, but I ordered a cheesecake into my local, so hopefully I get a free cheesecake. Not a free cheesecake, but a cheesecake tomorrow. So, yeah,
The future's looking bright.
Something like that,
Yeah.
Something to look forward to, man. Cheesecake's a good promise.
But yeah, now,
Yes,
but
exactly.
speaking of how that Smash tournament went for Mike, it sounds so crazy and wacky, and that they kind of, made this own little tournament. But I think that leads into the final segment of us building our own fighting game.
That's
Oh,
right.
I like this. I like this
Four.
segment.
All right, here we go. So we're building our own fighting game. You have unlimited resources. Any studio can build it. It can be any IP, So we're just putting together this creation on like what we want to build. So how should we do this? You want to go first this time, Krim, or how do you want to?
Yeah, I'll do it first because mine's a little short, sweet, simple, but it's something
Okay.
a little bit different. And and this is actually funny because my friend was actually making this game. So
Okay.
This might be real.
Yeah, so it might be real. It won't obviously be a sellable thing because it's an actual IP, and Disney owns that IP, so we won't be able to. But my friend wanted to do Yeah. Woohoo!
No fighting games here.
Into the void you go. And it was so the IP is Star Wars, and my friend wanted to make a Star Wars fighting game where there was no health bars, and that you would die in one hit because it would simulate an action. It would be very much on the level of like a Footsies. But the style of the game, in terms of the characters that he was designing them, would be in the art style of the Pocket Fighter series. Like the little chibi style. And he did do a lot of the art and stuff for these characters. And we had ideas where we were going to pair a Jedi with a Sith and stuff like that. Like he had an idea for Rey, where she kind of had a... like Akuma's like a Zuna drop where she would kind of jump up and come down with the lightsaber.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's cool.
And we would also have attacks for the characters where it wouldn't kill right away. It would kind of be like, like a poke that would lead into a combo that could kill. Because we had an idea where we would definitely take stuff that was influential from all of Star Wars series. Like, I don't know if you remember the old Clone Wars anime, the 2D one. That was on Cartoon Network. We had an idea for Mace Windu to do, like, punches and stuff, because that's one of the things is when he lost his lightsaber, he was punching all the droids. So we were going to have things where, like, Mace Windu is kind of, like, doing, like, Wing Chun moves that would lead into, like, lightsaber combos. Yeah.
Okay.
We had an idea for, it was Darth Vader and Anakin, where they would kind of be two separate characters, but... Like, Darth Vader would be the playable character, but Anakin Skywalker was going to be, like, the hidden version, and we had an idea where they would both be able to do, like, a raging demon. And Anakin's was going to be, he would run up, and, like, the lightsaber would be dragged across the floor, so you'd see the sparks to kind of simulate, Akuma's, like, teleporting with the after images.
Yeah.
And he would get up to them, he would kick their lightsaber up in the air, and he would do the Count Dooku kill from Episode 3, where he would cut off their head. And that would be the Raging Demon.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah. Oh, God, that's deadly.
And, I'm just dropping all the ideas that we came up with, because we had an idea for a super for Obi-Wan Kenobi, where it was a counter. Where he would do the stance that Qui-Gon takes. So he would, his normal stance would be the one with the two fingers out and the sword above his head. But his counter would be he would do the Qui-Gon stance and basically kill the opponent based off of the counter. Like from they did it in Rebels where him and Darth Maul fought each other, and they kind of replicated the fight between Qui-Gon and Darth Maul, where it was two hit and then cut down the middle. And that would be, like, his super, but it would be, like, a super counter. Because we would make Obi-Wan be very much a defensive-type character, where he would have some offensive options, but he'd be very much a maneuverable-type character, based off of just his... Lore-wise, his fighting style was always very defensive. And...
Yeah.
But,
I'm definitely gonna main Darth Maul.
Yeah.
That's my main.
Yeah, we had some,
I want the freaking, what's the one? Rogue One. I want the monk from Rogue One. That.
What's his name?
Get me him.
Yeah, and, like, we were going, like, even, like, with the most current stuff, like, because at the time we were doing this, Mandalorian was just coming out. And we didn't know if Moff Gideon was, like, part robot or something, so my friend was like, I want him to have, like, the super robot punch and stuff like that, and we were gonna add Mando as a character, and he would have the spear and stuff, so they were, like, just for characters like him to be combative, but, like, he would also, like, have super armor on a lot of his moves because of the Beskar that he wears, so, like...
Pretty cool.
Yeah, but, it really didn't flesh out and stuff, and I wonder if my friend is still doing it, because I haven't talked to him in a little bit, because...
Fan projects are always nice, though. Like, like, you get a lot of really good, just unofficial fan games. They blip onto the internet, they get hit with a cease and desist, and they fade into oblivion, and people will get to try it out just for that little bit, Like... I think it was that way with Pokemon. They had, like, a fighting game for Pokemon called, what was it, Type Wild.
Mm-hmm.
type wild. Oh, Pokken's official. That's a real fighting game.
Well, there's Pokken, but there's type wild. There's a new one that's out too.
Interesting.
Where it takes fighting. It's like every generation has a different fighting type, and
That's
I can't remember
cool.
the name of it. It's still being like somewhat developed. Because I follow a lot of things on Twitter, because that's where I see a lot of these indie games.
Yeah, nice.
But I should probably reach out to my boy Ben and see if he's still doing it.
Find out.
Yeah.
That was a really good answer, Krim.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I'm just saying, you gotta have Darth Maul and Yoda.
Yeah,
you got the sauce. You got the sauce. Yeah.
If we do make it, I'll definitely send you guys copies to be able to play test.
I guess. Do you want? It's you or me, Demon. It's up to you. I'll let you pick.
You go first, Mike.
Okay. Mine would be. There is all I'm gonna say is adorable anime girls singing mecha and transformations, and that pulls us to the anime.
I love it already.
Symphogear. I love Symphogear. Symphogear is hands down one of my favorite anime. I recommend it to anyone. Think of it as like Sailor Moon, but darker, but mixed with like girls who transform into kind of like mecha outfits.
Okay.
Singing.
Okay.
They have to sing to power up. That's why it's called like symphonic, like Symphogear, you know? And each and every character in Symphogear has kind of their own theme. So you've got Hibiki, who's the main character, who wears like yellow armor, and she's like real puncha. And then you've got Tsubasa, who's got blue armor, and she's got like a sword style. You've got my favorite, Chris Yukine, who is this like super adorable, like busty white hair like character, but she uses guns. And then you've got like other characters. One has a scythe. They all have different weapons, which leads to different styles, and they all have different styles of music that they sing. So if I could have any fighting game IP, like please give me Symphogear. I would want it done like probably Arxis style, probably like the same way that they did
like
Granblue, you know?
Okay.
And I think it would be fun for there to be little mechanics that played with the music, kind of like Kimberly in 6. How when she does her level 3, you have the music playing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that with like maybe their level 1, and then whoever has their theme playing gets like a buff. That way, it's that fight to try to keep your music on, you know. And I think that there's enough characters. There's enough like.
Hey, Mike, can you type that name? What's in that name? Can you type the name in the Discord? I want to actually Google it.
Yes, I will put it in the. I'll put it in the Discord. I will put it in the Symphogear.
It sounds familiar. I just want to make sure if I remember it correctly.
It is.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, don't be sorry at all. I mean, having someone say, "Hey, let me check out your shit," is the best compliment. Whenever you talk about someone you're interested in, something you're interested in, yeah, definitely.
It'd be interesting, like if they had like supers and moves that would kind of work like how DJ's level 2 works, where you kind of have to time the button.
Oh, right. Yes.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
It is super fun. It's a wacky, wild trip. Like it's very good and Lagan in that like it starts small and then it turns into like this massive giant thing. So if you like those types of rides where you're like, it can't get more epic, can it? And then it does, like you're gonna like Symphogear. It's a lot of fun. But
yeah,
I haven't watched that anime. I might watch it later. I haven't watched that anime.
For sure. It's good. It's good. All right, that brings us to Demon. All right, Demon.
All right.
What's your monster?
All right, you guys probably already know. I have to say it. They have to. Square Enix, listen carefully. You guys already know this. See, you guys are already laughing, but I'm not laughing. I want a Kingdom Hearts 2D 2v2 fighting game with assists. So maybe
that sounds great.
So maybe okay, try picture this. Obviously, Sora and Riku, you know, they're right there. They're Ryu and Ken. Hello.
Yep.
Hello. And assist, like having Donald healed you, and or you could pick Donald to heal you, or Goofy to do the shield bust to make a juggle and finish the combo. And
looking like Captain America, like
yeah, exactly. That's it. Like Marvel, a little hit the Marvel. Obviously, I know things should be like, yeah, it should have like motions, like the motions and stuff, like quarter circle forward or DP motion.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he could be like a melty blood kind of play style. Like you could a lot of jumping, because the characters are floaty.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a part of Kingdom Hearts is
it's very floaty. So obviously you're gonna, because Sora could fly, so he could fly and maybe fly cancels and stuff. Obviously the Organization 13 should be there too. And not just, and for assists, you could have Disney character too, like maybe have I don't know, Peter Pan, just kind of blue, just called Peter Pan, and he has Tinkerbell, like I don't know, try to do some stun combo, like just blind him, I don't know, because it's Tinkerbell, because the light, I guess.
That's so
or
interesting.
Have Lion King, Simba as a DP, like just roars, just get off me move.
So more so the assist type of kind of like MVC1
Yeah,
where
MC1. That's something like Marvel MC1. Yeah, exactly.
Because the assists were their own thing in MVC1. They weren't pickable characters. They were just like your own extra move that you got to pick.
Yes, extra move. So that's the Disney characters to be in.
Oh, that's
also,
cool.
Final Fantasy, you could have Cloud as a playable character.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tifa or Aerith. Maybe not Aerith because she's probably weak, but just Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
2D fighting game. I will quit Street Fighter 6 right now.
They should make Sephiroth be like a hidden boss.
Yeah, hidden boss. Yeah,
hidden boss Sephiroth. Like that would be.
Oh my god.
He would be the Akuma of the game. Yep.
Yeah.
So have like that characters plus like maybe more secret characters. I don't know, like maybe. I'm sorry if I'm going really deep. Yozora.
No, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's the newest. I guess not newest, but he's Kingdom Hearts 3 final secret boss in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
So Yozora might be there. So yeah, that's because he's a brand new Final Fantasy character right now.
Yeah, I know. I know who you talk about, Dylan Sprouse.
Yeah. Yes.
No, Cole Sprouse. That's the one I'm thinking of. My bad.
Yeah. So yes. Kingdom Hearts 2D fighting game, obviously Dear and Beloved in the background, but Dear and Beloved battle theme remix or something
like a hyped up like Arxis version of it.
Oh my god! Right. Yeah, because the music are good enough. But imagine like battle theme remix, But we'll see.
Yeah,
now we see. But that's my ideal fighting game.
It's good. Good. I mean, I love it too because I mean we had a feeling. I mean, got the Kingdom Hearts Chun already. Like it's so good. Like
so if you guys don't know, that picture is Chun-Li wearing the Organization 13. two favorite my main character in Street Fighter and my favorite fighting game, my favorite video game of all time, Kingdom Hearts. So there you go.
Demon, are you aware that there is a modded version of Kingdom Hearts 3 where it is a fighting game?
Okay, part of me want to see. I see the mods. I saw crazy mods, what they did at KH3. I did not see the fighting mod. No, is it a good one?
It was like about a year ago. I saw someone make a video on it. They were still developing it, but like you were able to But you were able to, pick your character, because they made everybody playable in Kingdom Hearts 3, somewhat. So, they were able to take a mod of that and be able to, run a 2-player setup. So that was, the first mod, and then they were like, oh, let's turn it into a fighting game. And be able to, fight, and to be able to target your teammate, and then, it turned into this whole little thing where they had... Yeah, they had, a character select screen and stuff. It was, very bare bones... God. But I'll have to find that video and send it to you because that was
definitely link it to me. But yeah, that's what I want. That's my ideal. If I know Square Enix, maybe Disney probably don't want that idea. Disney, but I want it. That's all that matters. I want it.
Right. Someone's got to make it.
Someone's got to make it. Kingdom
Hearts 2v2D HD remix. It's got to have all the bells and whistles.
That's the names because they already have Kingdom Hearts had 3DS. They have all 2.8 remix. Why not just add another 2v2 or something like that?
Right, something.
Yeah, something. But
You know,
yeah, that's
Kingdom Hearts.
my
You know, you
game.
want to put some more shit at the end of your name.
It's got to be something like Kingdom Hearts Calamity something something over, and then
Yeah,
every edition
something.
afterwards is like, HH plus 3, this
Yeah,
that the
yeah,
other thing,
exactly,
hyper extended,
exactly.
under night in birth,
Exactly. Yeah.
added a fraction or two, like.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, that's
Beautiful.
funny.
Beautiful.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my ideal game.
I love it. I love it. All of these are great choices. All of these are great choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that brings us to the tail end. I was gonna see if we had any questions. I think the only questions that we had were really kind of like related to Street Fighter 6. Someone was saying, I know it's early, but what potential balance changes would we like to see for 6? I mean, I think that that's still up in the air because it's still such a new game that I don't even know if
Yeah.
I don't know if discussing that will bring us to. I think if we start discussing 6, we're just gonna end up talking 6 for another hour because I know we can all do that.
I do have one thing to say about 6. Get rid of Minon's counter thing. Don't let it carry over between each round. That's my only gripe.
You want to be like Jamie's. Like Jamie would start over each round, start over level 1.
Jamie,
like,
Jury, Ryu, like any characters that have a thing that adds a
Yeah,
buff.
yeah.
Make it
That's what
disappear at
people-
the end of round. That's all that I ask for.
High level players, I will say, are phenomenon players. Doesn't like that idea. Doesn't like that. You have to keep level 5. Yeah. I definitely agree with you.
I think I'm up in the air about it because I still just don't know enough about Manon and the rest of the cast. And
As for me, it would take forever because I have a lot of things I want. There's some things I like about the game. There's some things I don't like it, but I said overall, I think the game is just need a little fix.
Some small polishing.
A little fix. Yeah, a little polishing. I mean, it is season 1.
Definitely.
Season 1.
I think on launch, it's definitely like more polished than most games on launch, which is nice,
Like treat it like Street Fighter 5. Street Fighter 5 launch was terrible. I don't know if you know this, Mike, but Chun-Li's air legs in Street Fighter 5 is +2 on block.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard she was a nightmare. She was top tier because of that. Yeah,
the best character. She was the best character in the game, and that's why you know Chun-Li. And she got nerfed, obviously. But yeah, so it is season 1. It is very brand new. You gotta wait.
Definitely.
I trust Capcom will fix it because Capcom always gonna fix it. The issues, like the throw loops. I don't know why certain characters have throw loops and other characters doesn't have throw loops. That's weird, I think. But yeah, there's like I said, they will fix it.
Definitely. That question was from Lil Mo. Next, we have a question from HeroLat saying, Street Fighter 6 Geef, the double lariat doesn't have a hitbox behind it, but the same move does in World Tour. Should Geef double lariat hit behind, or is that too strong?
Well, the reason why it would hit in World Tour is because the idea of World Tour being able to have 2 opponents on the screen, more than one, really, and being able to have that's why it's there in World Tour and not in the versus or the normal 1v1. So I'm gonna have to probably say no. I think it should just be left as is, because I mean, if double lariat in older games did hit behind, then maybe I would say yes, but if it doesn't, then I would say no.
Street Fighter 4 has a good lariat. He has some invincible frames in the beginning, but Street Fighter 5 lariat, it's okay. It got worse, and then I think I should say this, in my opinion, Street Fighter 6 lariat in this game is mainly now used for combos.
Okay.
Now, because anti-airs, no, he's still good at anti-airs, but as a Chun lane, I could just do the down 4 and a heavy kick. Mike knows what I'm talking about. The flip kick that crosses up. I could do that Geef like a bunch of times, and that Geef cannot anti-air. They only have to do his perfect parry. But I will say maybe like buff Lariat a little bit, because that Lariat was in this game. It's not that good, but it doesn't matter. That character is pretty good. That one command grab, one EX command grab. That's it. You're dead.
Yeah.
It's just the damage is good, but
yeah,
he has damage. He got damage. He got way better than 5.
Definitely, he's better. He's better. He's still like not at the top of the list. I feel like here, but I feel like
he's not, but he's better than before.
Compared to five, he's a functional character.
He is a functional character, exactly. So, but the character, like overall, I think it's good. Will they buff it? I don't know, maybe, but I think the character is good. I think they don't have to touch him. So.
And then we got the last question from Hero Lad again. Is just Mike asking how many channel points for me to use my stick figures as a little character like Krim, as like a PNG tuber. I don't know, 1 million. We'll figure it out.
1 million.
1 million. 2 million since we'll have it the same as the Capcom Cup. 2 million since you're asking.
2 million.
Oh man.
Well, thank you so much, Demon, for joining us. And
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Where can we find you? Where can we find you? Your Twitch tag, your
twitch.tv/D3. Please add a 3. D3monEX. And I also have Twitter. Twitter.com/DemonEX. Same thing. So at Demon,
Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hero Lat, for dropping that. Shout out our mods. You've been doing great. And then just I'm super excited to see you do the commentating that you're going to be doing. Please drop links for that.
If you guys don't know, it's the Twitch channel on that tournament is on twitch.tv/Miss Patricia PATRICAA 2X.
Okay, Miss Patricia. Miss Patricia. Okay, cool. Yeah. So there it is. Y'all want to check out DemonEX? Please check out D3monEX on Twitch, and then Miss Patricia is going to be where we can see DemonEX commentating. If y'all happen,
see me in live now.
You're gonna see his beautiful face.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh my! I need to buy a face mask now. Thank you for reminding me.
There it is.
Don't worry, I'll send you one of my Oni masks. I have a black one that I think will fit you perfectly.
Nice. Nice.
That'll be good. And those of you who are here now, thank you for catching this live. Those of you who are watching this on YouTube on Krim's channel, thank you so much for catching this. We'll be dropping links for those as well. But thank you once again for Demon, the #1 Chun-Li in the United States.
Ego again.
#1 Chun in the United States.
#1 Chun.
Yeah.
#1 Chun.
But don't forget, chat, though. DemonEX will always be #1 in the United States, but I will always be the sensei that taught Demon everything.
Mike is my teacher. Overall, he's my teacher.
We're just gonna have a small cult following, just writing everything down. All right, Mike's eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Write that shit down. We got to be like Demon.
Mike is the Gotetsu to Demon's Akuma.
Exactly.
Oh, jeez. All right, with that, thank you so much, stream. We will catch you all. It has been the Meaty Boys.
Isn't it? Meaty Boys. Everything meaty.
Everything meat. Nice to meet you, DemonEX.
I don't know how to say it. Meaty Boys? Meaty Boys? I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Oh, man.